All right, welcome everybody to The Sergeant's Choice. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get live. All right, I got my buddy over here, aka Soldier, aka Private First Class Data, right? So Timothy, Tim, congratulations, you did basic training. It's awesome, very proud of you. It's an honor to see you wear that uniform, especially in the great country we have, the United States. So what we're gonna talk about today, we're gonna say what to expect out of Army BCT. So he just completed BCT training. So we're gonna talk about it today. Just gonna go over everything like a summarization. If you're gonna join the Army, you're gonna join the services, this is kind of what to expect video for joining the services. Since you just got out of basic training, December of 2025, great experience. So let's dive on in.
It wasn't bad. Overall, my expectations was exactly what I thought it would be. There's a lot of waiting, a lot of weapons training. The main focus is teamwork. So they want everyone to work together as a team, hold each other accountable, responsible for their actions. So they require what's called a battle buddy system. So anytime you want to approach a drill sergeant, ask a question, you have to have someone standing at your side. You can't approach them, oh, hey, drill sergeant, I got a question. No, it doesn't work that way.
Gotcha.
Approach them, go to parade rest, and then you address them, ask you questions. You need to go to the bathroom, anywhere else, you got to be working together as a team.
Yeah, nice. And then I also hurry up and wait, right?
Yeah, a lot of waiting. A lot of waiting, man. It was the fun part. I can say that.
I remember when I did basic training, it was the same thing. Everything was hurry up and get there, and then wait. And you're just literally sitting there and pausing, like, what do I do next? You know?
Right.
Anticipation.
Right, that's the killing point.
So talk about the initial process when you first got there.
Initial processing, I didn't know that there would be a processing. Basically, when I got on Fort Sill in Oklahoma, a small town in Lawton, just southwest of Oklahoma City, I had to go through a processing step, which would require me to double check my vision, my hearing. They drew my blood, made sure I didn't have any diseases. They gave me a series of shots. They ran through my finances, set up my payment account, gave me my common access card.
Okay.
And during that time when I got in was when the government shut down in the beginning of October. So it was supposed to take like 3 days, ended up being like 2 weeks. So it would have drawn into my overall 9 weeks of basic training. But in the time we started, they wanted to hurry up and get us through and finished just before the holiday block leave, they call it.
Yeah.
So they condensed my 9 week cycle training into about 7 weeks. So the whole process was still 9 weeks anyway, so not bad, but overall it was rushed and then waited, rushed, waited, you know.
Hurry up and wait.
Exactly.
And then what about the 4 phases? I think there's 4 phases within the Army that they go through as far as a progression step where you kind of gain freedom and access to different liberties, right?
Yeah. So there's 4 phases. There's your yellow phase, your red phase, your white phase, and then your blue phase. So once you officially start your basic combat training, you're in what's called the yellow phase, which is like the first 72 hours, which is probably the roughest, I would say, in the sense of they're trying to hurry up and get you through a bunch of briefs and get you settled in. So they issue you the rest of your gear, your bed sheets, they get you squared away in your bay, which is like your living quarters. They get you assigned to your platoon in a battery. You have to sit in a bunch of classrooms and they're just giving you general education. Okay, this is our expectations. You know, make sure you're getting enough sleep, make sure you're eating healthy, make sure you're doing this and that. And you really don't sleep at all. It was the most exhausting part of it. But once you get through that, you then graduate into your red phase, which is, okay, now we're actually doing stuff for those 2 weeks of red phase. You're doing one of the Ruck events, and then you're learning more so about combat health training, more so for like the medics. If you're a 68 whiskey, it would be most important to you. 68 whiskey is a combat medic, so you're learning how to like properly care for someone who's injured, assess bullet wounds, stuff like that.
Okay. And then the white phase?
White phase, that's your second phase. That's a little more freedom from the drill sergeants. By white phase, they assign each platoon a PG, which is a platoon guide, and an APG, which is an assistant platoon guide. And those two will take charge of the platoons and march them to and from the chow hall, or say, okay, we're get ready for this event. Does everyone have this gear, that gear? You don't have to answer to drill sergeants as much. They don't follow you around and helicopter over you and just watch over your shoulder, make sure you're doing what you're doing. By then you should know what you should be doing.
And blue phase is final phase?
Is final phase, yes. Same thing, it's a little bit more freedom, but pretty much the same thing. And then that's the rest of your final events. You get your final ruck event, and then there's a lot more freedoms to do, and then a lot more training, a lot of squad formation, stuff like that.
Got you. And then let's talk about the ruck events. I believe there's 3 of them, right?
Yes.
So there's 3 that are required of you when you both finish basic training. Basic combat training is 3 events.
Yes, there's 3 main events. The ruck events, which is basically a ruck is you're walking, but you carry a large backpack with you, stuffed with all your gear, so extra sets of clothes, your hygiene kit, something to brush your teeth with and all that, and then your sleeping bag, sleeping mat, any other gear you may bring with, and then your weapon as well. Everywhere you go during those phases, you're carrying an M4 carbine with you, in the sense of getting you comfortable with having a weapon with you at all times if you were in a battle scenario. And so in those ruck events,
what are the 3?
The 3 is the hammer, the anvil, and the forge.
Gotcha.
Each one is a little bit longer and requires a little bit more time and a little bit more events during. So the first one during red phase is your hammer, which is basically a 1 whole day event. We slept 1 night and then marched back to the base. And so we slept out at night on a little floor mat and then a sleeping bag.
Gotcha.
And that's really it.
Gotcha. And the anvil?
The anvil,
2 day, right?
2 day, 1 night, same thing, but they threw in a couple more events. I believe we also had to do our land navigation event during that. So you ruck out to an empty field, and then they hand you a map and a compass, and you and a couple of your battle buddies, you have to learn how to navigate to different points. You walk around out in the field, you find the points, you write them down, you collect all the points, and then you're finished.
Waypoints or whatever?
Yeah, just learning how to read a map more so than anything else.
And the forge one, that's 3 day, 2 night, right? A little bit more intense.
Yeah, that was the hardest one because it required the most walking. So over a course of 3 days, we basically walked 30 miles with a 45-pound rucksack on our back.
Yeah.
And in between that, we did a lot of events. We did a lot of squad formations, learning how to travel with your battle buddies, flank the enemy, learning the different hand signals, hiding in bushes, and
battle tactics.
Yeah, battle tactics, shooting blanks at each other, stuff like this. It's fun, but again, a lot of waiting, a lot of walking. The last day too, we rucked I think like 8 miles in the morning. We got to our base area, set up camp, and then we practiced our formations, and then at night, I don't think we started until like maybe 9 o'clock at night, and then we did our final 10-mile ruck, and we didn't get back to base till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Once you finish that, you're officially graduated. You get the patch on the shoulder, and then they congratulate you, get your little graduation hat, and then that's pretty much it, you're done.
Yeah, well, jeez. But during that process, obviously with those different ruck trainings, you have required trainings as well, right? M4, you got the grenade, live grenade, you got the treadmill tower, things like that, right? You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, treadmill tower is another fun one. That's during your red phase. It's basically learning how to rappel safely. So we showed up to the tower, we got briefed on safety, what's expected of us, then we get roped up around the waist, they'll tie a rope around us. Then they'll give us the equipment, the gloves, the clip, the handle, and then you start on a small tower about 10 feet tall. You learn how to get set up, and then you rappel down walking. You just walk down 10-foot wall, not that scary.
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps, just to learn the proper control of the rope. You bring your arm out, that's your break, bring it in, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
And then you do the treadmill tower, which is, I believe, a 40 or 45-foot tower. You climb up to the top, and then you actually have to rappel down.
Nice.
So they set you up. You get up on there, you hold the rope, they make sure you can wave at them, you set up straight, and then you take your first step down, and then you just have to hop and rappel down.
Nice.
And once you're done, that's it, so.
And then M4, and then the gas mask, right?
Yeah, the C-burn, as they call it, gas mask is also during red phase, just teaching you how to properly set up your mask, and then learn how to handle a scary situation of if you are gassed.
Yeah.
They put it in the pouch on your waist. You have to 9 seconds to pull it out, secure it, pull the straps tight, and then they send you through a little chamber, Everyone's wearing the mask, and it's just pepper gas, but the whole room is filled. So they have you doing a series of exercises, kind of scare you. You're jumping up and down, you're doing jumping jacks, you're doing squats, getting your heart rate up. Yeah. And then they have you take your mask off, close your eyes, hold your breath, and they just want you to take your mask off so you can kind of feel it burn your skin a little bit. Yeah. Put the mask back on, and then they tell you, all right, now we're gonna sing the Soldier's Creed, which is kind of our anthem, with the mask off. So you take the mask off, I'm American soldier, I'm a warrior member of team, but of course it's gas, so I got through as far as I am and just coughing.
Eyes going.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's burned so bad, and once they have you take the mask off and attempt to sing it, they send you out the back door. And you just hold your arms out, flapping your arms to kind of get the chemical off your clothes. Yeah. And you just try your hardest not to cough and spit and puke. And it's
your lungs.
Yeah, it is just the worst experience ever. But you only got to do it once. As long as you pass through, you're good.
So all 4 of those segments, you pass that. And then you have to do one Army fitness test, right? You have to be required to pass at least one before you graduate.
Yes,
right?
The Army fitness test. You do one Army fitness test during each phase, red, white, and blue. And you're required to pass at least one of them. And it's just a series of physical tests, very demanding, actually very exhausting. So there is a deadlift, which they have a certain amount of weight. The more weight you do, the higher score you get on that aspect of the test, and you have to do at least 3 reps, just typical deadlift, set down, bring back up. Then there is the T push-up, which is like a regular push-up, but instead, when you come down, you bring your arms out, laying on your chest, bring your hands back to the chest, push yourself up.
A little bit different.
Yeah, it's actually more exhausting. Anyone could just, go, but when you bring it out and you get that second to relax, kind of slows you down. Yeah. And again, depending on your age and your gender, male or female, you have to do a certain amount within 2 minutes to get a certain high score. Yeah. After that, you do a plank, which again, depending on your age and gender, you have to do it within a certain amount of time. Yeah. So like my age and my gender, I had to do at least, I think, like 2 minutes and 30 seconds for like the lowest passing score. Yeah. And I maxed it out at like 3 minutes and 40 seconds every time. For me, planking's easy. Yeah.
2-mile run, right?
Yeah, there's also a 2-mile run. You just do it within a certain time frame. Obviously, depending on gender and age, the faster you do, the higher your score. Yeah. And then there's the roughest part, for me was the hardest to pass, is what they call the sprint drag carry. Yeah. Which is basically you're in a 25-meter lane and you're laying on your stomach. They say go, you get up, you run to one end, touch the ground, you run back. Then you grab a set of 45-pound plates, which are tied to a little mat with ropes on them. You pull it back to the other side, and then you pull it back again. Then you do side steps, which is kind of like running, sidestepping. Yeah. Can't cross your feet, and then you go to the other side, touch the ground, come back. Then you grab 2 40-pound kettlebells. You run to the other end, run back, set them down. Obviously don't throw them, you're gonna scare the drill sergeant. And then the final lap is another sprint. So you sprint to the other end and sprint back. And again, depending on age and gender,
determines the score.
Determines how fast you need to get it done. Okay. And that was the hardest thing for me, my age, and just my lungs. They don't like to work with me sometimes. Yeah. I barely passed that every time. That was the hardest thing for me to do.
Yeah, definitely a challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you're done with basic combat training. Now you're going to go to AIT, right? So you're 12 November, which is construction engineer?
Yeah,
right?
Horizontal construction engineer.
Got you. And then so you're going to go over there to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, go do your training over there next, right?
Right. IIT is your advanced individual training. It's basically like college. Yeah. So I'm going to go to another base, but not so much just to learn basic combat skills. It's going to be learning specifically my job. So I'm going to be operating heavy equipment, shoveling dirt, digging holes, running bobcats, backhoes, all that fun stuff.
Heck yeah. So pretty great expense, huh? Yeah. So next up, I think you want to do a demonstration over the rucksack, because I know we talked a lot about the ruck events. You want to do a quick demonstration just of how a ruck is kind of put together.
Yeah, right? That's because that's going to be the most mentally stressful. The one thing the Army focuses on is those ruck events, the hammer, the anvil, and the forge. And the reason they make you do that is just to kind of mentally break you down, because, we all know how to walk. Yeah. But I think for a lot of people it would be a struggle to walk for hours on end with that much weight strapped to your back. Yeah. It's more so meant to mentally break you down. A lot of people were getting blisters on their toes. A couple people fell out. One girl got like stress fractures in her legs. Another girl got heavily sick, and she had to fall out of the whole event altogether. And if you don't pass those, you don't graduate. You get what they call recycled. Basically, you got to repeat the whole 2 weeks of training over again and do it all again.
But you don't want to do that. You want to get done in the time frame you're supposed to.
No, and they tell you the fastest way to get out of basic training is just to graduate. Because if you fail, or if you have an attitude, you're disrespectful, they're going to make you repeat the process and repeat the process. Because they don't want to give up on you. They want you to pass.
Yeah.
So the fastest way to get through basic training, just do it.
Yeah, play the game.
Just play the game, play along, don't talk back, don't argue, and don't suck, you know? Just do the best you can.
Let's show that demonstration. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that, for sure.
Right, let's get to it.
Awesome. All right, so I got the rucksack here. I'm not going to tear too much into it. I already got mine packed, and it's kind of a pain to tear apart and put it back together, but just kind of show you guys what to expect when they issue this. The whole concept is, again, to carry all your gear and your weight as if a real life scenario where you are actually out in an environment, you have to carry all the gear with you. So they want you to pack this up a specific way, the same way to all your other battle buddies. They call it dress right dress, which is everyone has it packed up the same. So in the top compartment is going to be all your clothes. This bag actually opens up from the bottom. From right here, it splits up and you can go all the way through the center. There's a bottom pouch in here. We all had to pack our floor mats for our sleep system. On the front side pouches, we had to pack our wet weather top and bottom, which is basically your rain pants, rain jacket, hygiene kit in the front pouch, just your toothbrush, floss, all that fun stuff to keep yourself clean. And then on the top pouch here, you open that up, and inside is the sleeping bag, and then all of your gear as well. They issued us a wet weather bag, which we would slip in through the bottom, and then we would ranger roll all of our clothes. You just had to bring an extra pair of shirts, pants, gloves, underwear, fun stuff like that. And the key is to compact this as tight as you can, because the smaller you can condense it, the easier it is on your back. So one way to do that is if you hook your straps back up, clip those guys on there, and what you do is you just give it a good pull. It's a lot easier to do when it's on the ground, of course. On a table it's a little funny, but the tighter you can pull these straps, the more you can kind of squish it together, and the easier it is to get on your back, which once you're there, it actually has a unique setup for the straps. The shoulder straps, obviously wear like a regular backpack. These ones here, you pull a little tighter, and it tightens it around your shoulders. And then the most important is this bottom strap here goes around the waist. Again, you got some straps, pull tight, pull loose. The key is to get the plastic bracket around the waist over the hip. So as you're walking, if you're standing and walking, all that weight rests on your hips. You get tired, you can lean forward a little bit, get it off your hips, and now the weight of the backpack is more so on the shoulders. So it can kind of carry the weight differently as you get tired. So the key is to have everything as tight and condensed into your body as you can, and obviously the bracket over the hips, and you'll walk just fine. Then after that, it's just mentally getting over walking. A lot of fun. So in conclusion, that's overall like the hardest part of basic combat training, I'd say, is just the ruck event, because it's designed to mentally break you down. I mean, anyone can walk, but when you're walking with this much weight on your back, these things weigh about 40, 45 pounds at the most. I mean, that'll tear anyone down to have to carry that much weight on their back for hours at a time, you know? So I wouldn't want to do it much either, but once you do, you're pretty much set.
All right, everybody, hope you guys liked the demonstration, the overall overview of basic combat training in the Army. Great demonstration. Thanks for showing us that, Timmy. So hope you guys stay tuned for further. He's going to go to AIT. We're going to do another demonstration after that as far as showcasing how that looks for you guys. So if you have any questions, just reach out, hit us on the channel. Stay tuned until next time. The Sergeant's Choice, we out.